All right. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another AMA with Newton School. Today we had Shubra with us. We'll be talking about her journey. She has just been placed at Vedantu as business analyst. She's our data science student, and we'll be talking about her journey, her background, and a lot more. So, without further ado, let's get started. Welcome, Shubra.
Hi, Vanshika.
So, how are you? How's work?
Everything's good. How are you?
I'm good as well, thank you. So, Shubra, let's start with your educational background. Our students must be having a lot of things here. So, we'll be taking the things step by step. Let's start with your educational background first. Which degree did
Okay.
you pursue?
So I did BTech in mechanical engineering
All right. And when did you graduate?
in 2020.
2020. So, like BTech in mechanical, after that, were you working somewhere? Like, what was your profession?
So after that, I started working with Whitehead GR as a coding instructor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, for how long did you do that?
I just resigned in May only. So it was my first
Nice.
company and I was working there only since then.
Nice. So again, a lot of questions. Like you graduated in mechanical, and then when did you get to know that you want to pursue data science?
So basically, it's somewhere in the mid of 2021, I would say. When in my own career, when I was working with Whitehead JR, I came across few projects which involved data.
Right.
So when I explored it, I got to know that it's a completely different field and it's something which I can go further. So that's when I started learning about the field, and then I enrolled with Newton School in 2022. The start only.
Right. So, as much as I can understand, you saw few projects with data there. So there you must be that passion for data must have ignited in you, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. So, when first of all, how did you get to know about Newton School? Like, once you knew that you wanted to pursue something in data science, how did you get to know about Newton School?
So basically, I would say that was completely random because when I was looking for a different courses to learn this data science
Yeah.
thing and to understand it more, that how we
Hmm.
can pursue it. So I was applying across various platforms wherever I could see this term data science or anything. I was just applying randomly, filling forms. So
Hmm.
once I just received a call from Newton School, and I got a better clarity on how things can be done, and I was uh, I took the entire details from the person, and yeah, I enrolled myself. I was very impressed with the entire course that Newton offers along with the placement, because usually you see in the market there are a lot of courses for data science and all the things, but they are not offering placement. They are only
Right.
taking working professionals and they are not giving placements. They'll just teach you and that's it. So this was one thing that I liked the most, that they'll take the placement responsibility as well.
Right.
So yeah, that's
Got
when
it.
I enrolled in Newton.
Got it. So now that we have an understanding about you, your background, and your motivation to join data science, let's talk a bit about your Newton School experience now.
Sure.
So a lot of students, since you've done engineering, right? And so there are a lot of students who think that coming from an engineering background makes it easy for you to pursue data science. Is it like that?
Mhm.
Do you feel that only engineering students or tech people can only get into data science?
See, I believe I would not categorize it as that only engineering students can pursue data science. Anyone who has an interest in maths, I would say maths is a very important thing. You need to know maths. You need to, if you know that you can logically come up with a solution, if you have those problem solving skills, if you can think about a problem and bring solutions to it, and yeah, a little bit coding is required, but as far as logical reasoning is concerned, if you are logical enough to bring in the solutions, then I don't feel that coding or learning coding would be a very big task for that person, because coding is all about logic. If you know the logic, you can easily learn. It's just few syntaxes, right? So
Yeah,
it's
right.
just about the person's interest, I would say. If they know that they are good in maths and they have this logical reasoning, then I think it's just a little bit of hard work they need to do and put in some efforts, and they can do great in this field.
Got it. Makes sense. So, like you said, you were working all this while you were learning, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So, how were you managing that? What was your preparation strategy?
So my preparation strategy was in with Whitehead when I was working. I was taking both the slots. Like I used to work few hours in the day, and I used to work few hours in the US UK timing because there also I needed to work. I had a lot of students coming from the US region. So in the mid the time I got like between the day shift and the night shift, those few hours I used to practice, do the assignments and all the things. And after that in the night, and like 3 days I believe a week we had classes, sometimes 2 days a week we had classes. So the other days where I didn't have any class, I used to use that time for my preparation. I wouldn't say that I was very consistent like every day, but yeah, whenever I got time I did that because there are other things also working. People have to look into their certain meetings
Right.
going on and all these things. So yeah, not that regularly, but even if in I think 3 4 days, or I would say in a week, if you are giving like 7 hours, 6 to 7 hours, then yeah, it's good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you can do it.
So, like, do you feel that if there's any working professional, who's pursuing this course, then
Mm-hmm.
during that duration, they do have to work a little bit harder?
Yes, obviously, because other than your work hours, you are investing your time, and it's not a chill time, obviously. It has to
Right.
be a time where you are, completely focused. You cannot afford any distraction at that particular time because you have only 1 to 2 hours in a day, and in that time, also, if you're not focusing on what you're doing or you're not able to remember the things, then you'll have to double the work. Like, if
Got it.
it would be really tough, I would say.
Got it. So, were you only relying on the Newton School's courses? I mean, Newton School's lectures, or were you also, preparing on your own? You were doing self study apart from the classes?
No, I don't think so because in the starting only when I started the course with Python, I did see other resources as well in the starting. But as far as I saw on HackerRank and on all other coding platforms, I thought that Newton School assignments were good enough and had all the material, all the questions that were required to learn. Also, my mentors were so good, and they were always giving me insights about how things are and how much I need to prepare. So that
Right.
really helped me in preparing, because when you're preparing on your own self, you don't know how much you need to learn, right? Because
Right.
there is no limit of learning, and on internet there's a lot of content available, right?
Right.
So my mentor guided me nicely. Like, he was really good, and yeah, because of him, I think I was able to filter out the content I have to take in and I have to leave aside. So yeah.
Right. Got it. So, and also, what was your favorite part about the course? Like all the elements that you had, mentors, mock interviews, everything. What was your favorite part of the course?
My favorite part was those one-on-one sessions with my mentor. Obviously, the instructor sessions are also good. That's why I know a lot of things and I've learned a lot of things, and I'm here because of them. But yeah, I would say that mentor sessions, one-on-one mentor sessions, as well as the mock interviews were really good because I just had a few mock interviews, but I think they were like good enough because it really helped me look into the questions that I missed, or it also brought more clarity on how the interview is going to be. So
Right.
yeah, so these two things were my favorite: the one-on-one sessions with my mentor and mock interviews.
Okay. So, like I have heard this from a lot of students. Like there are also instances where mock interviews haven't improved the communication skills of the students. Few say that uh, giving so many mock interviews feels like that when you're actually giving an interview, it feels like I'm already prepared because I have given so many interviews that I have that confidence now.
Yeah, it does feel like when you are in an interview, because uh, when you are a newbie and you sit in front of an interviewer, you're really nervous. But since you've already practiced with someone and you know how things go in an interview, so you
Yeah.
know that okay, you can chill a little bit, and it's not going to be more harsh than that what we have been through. So
Exactly.
yeah. That's true.
Great. And you just mentioned about your mentor. How was he or she? I mean, are you still connected with them? Were they, acting as the guide all along the journey?
Yeah, I'm still connected with my mentor, and I will be connected through my entire lifetime. And he really guided me well in all the fields. Either it's about the placements, or it's about the learning journey, or when I was a little nervous how things would be going. Like before every interview, I used to message him that okay, my interview is there. What should I do? What should I prepare? So, in that end time when someone gives you confidence that yes, you can do it, don't be scared, that really helps you in boosting your confidence in the interview. So
Oh,
yeah, he really guided me in all the fields. Like either it's giving motivation or in the learning journey, what should I prepare, what should I not prepare, placement preparation, everything.
got it. Great to hear that. Now, let's now talk about your placement preparation, Shubra. What was the difference between the first interview that, in the company that you gave in our placement, and then what was the difference between the first interview and the last interview, basically, which got you the job?
So first interview as in with Newton School, the mock
Yes.
interview you are talking about.
No, no, not mock interview. While you were interviewing with the companies, so there must be the
Mhm.
first interview that you give, and the last interview that got you this job. So, is this the only interview that you gave and you got the job? Is it like that?
Yeah, basically the first interview that I gave was with like Vedantu's first interview was really nice. So
Hmm.
it started with the technical part, and I was
Yeah.
pretty sure that okay, although because I'm working also, and I just came back from the office, and and the interview just started in 5 minutes. So in the
Yeah.
starting 5 minutes, I was a bit nervous, but it really went well because the questions he asked were really easy as compared to what I was being tested on in my mock interview. So obviously, yeah, it was good. And the last interview was also very chill. So yeah, the interview experience was really good, and I don't think there was anything they asked which we haven't learned or we haven't heard before.
Right. Makes sense. Got it. All right. So, coming now that we have an understanding about everything, let's conclude this with few things left behind. So, first of all, what was your family's reaction when you got placed?
So my family's reaction, actually they weren't shocked. They
Of
already
course.
knew that I'm going to get placed in a good organization. So when I told them after accepting the offer letter from the company, they were like that, okay, we already knew it's good
Yeah.
for you, and yeah. And they were really happy with the Newton school that okay, you got what you wanted, and yeah, we are happy. So
Again,
yeah,
great
that's
to
what
hear
they
that.
said.
Nice. So, before we take up the questions from the audience, I just have one, two questions left more, which is not so related to the course or the technical part. It's like if there's any aspiring student who's interested in data science who is watching this video right now and is
Uh-huh.
confused what to do with their career, what would be your message for him or her?
So I would say that if someone wants to pursue a career in data science, I think they should listen to their heart, they should follow their passion, and once they know that they want to do this, they should not step back and take necessary steps because sometimes uh, us we people cannot maintain consistency if there is no one to watch us. Right, it's just human tendency. So if they really want to pursue something, I think they should look for a mentor or a guide who can guide them throughout their journey.
Right. Makes sense. And like you just said that you were working and you were, studying. So there may be times when, you don't have that much of energy or motivation. So, and since this is an extensive course, one may get lazy at times. So did that time, come to you and how did you overcome it?
So basically, I don't think I had that time where I thought that it's getting boring or something because we had assignments that we had to finish. And I was just waiting for the course to finish so that I can start my journey. So I was pretty much involved in the course, and there didn't come a time actually where I was, you know, being bored by the course or anything.
Yeah,
So yeah, for me it didn't happen, but for if someone that happens, I think they should just take a quick break and then they should return back to work.
of course. Makes sense. All right. So we'll pick up few questions from the audience. A lot of students have few questions for you. So the first question is, how much coding is involved?
How much coding is involved? I would say that mostly we are using Python libraries, and learning libraries isn't a very big task. It's not like other languages. Python offers a good source of libraries because there are a lot of libraries, and you really need to write 4 lines of code or 5 lines of code. You just need to understand the logic. So I wouldn't say a lot of coding is required as far as SQL is concerned. Yeah, in SQL you need to have a strong grip, but it's I think the easiest query language, and that you can relate it with like the normal English that you speak. So
Right.
yeah, not much coding is required. Only I would say logic building is required.
Got it. The next question is, what topics are required for interview?
What topics are required for it completely depends on the company's demand. So the company clearly lists the skills that they need, right? So
Yeah.
whatever skills they have mentioned, they'll obviously ask questions from them. Data analyst skill set required mostly by the companies is either Excel or Tableau. For visualization, they would need SQL. Some might need Power BI also, but if you know Tableau, then if you know Power BI or not, that doesn't make any difference if you know Tableau. And yeah, Python is required. Python is always considered a plus point because in those companies where they are using, they are, creating analytic tools, or they
Hmm.
are going to involve you in some machine learning task, then I think they would need Python. Otherwise, SQL, Excel, Tableau, these are the main skills that you need.
Got it. So coming to the next question, which is, how many interviews can we give?
How many interviews can we give? In the Newton School course, is what they are asking.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I think you get n number of referrals, and it's on you. If you crack your first interview good enough, if you don't crack, they'll give you other interviews. So you will get multiple interviews with multiple companies. It's on you how quickly you crack it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so only good questions now. Okay, we have another question. How is Newton experience to you?
Newton experience is actually really, really good. I didn't have like there wasn't any point where I got irritated or where I felt that my queries are not getting resolved or there's no one to listen to me. Every time the Newton team was available, I disturbed a lot of people in placement team when the placement was about to begin. Like I disturbed a lot, Sabya I disturbed a lot, Pratiksha I disturbed. So I kept asking, but these guys were always there to help me throughout. So yeah, my experience was really good.
Got it. And there's another question. Are machine learning algorithms essential to learn first?
No, not at first. I would say if you want to enter into data field, you'll be entering as a data analyst or a business analyst. At that point of time, you do not need machine learning algorithms as such. When you are completely entering into a data science stream, then only you would need machine learning algorithms. But it's always a plus point that you know.
Of course. Another question. What are the skills needed to transition from data analyst to data scientist?
I would say machine learning algorithms is the answer to it because if you know machine learning algorithms, the logic they are built, and if you have trained multiple models, like it completely depends on the company's demand. They want NLP or do they want, what kind of library they are actually working with and what kind of tools they want you to work with. So you need to have a complete understanding of machine learning algorithms and the models they are using.
Got it. Sorry, can non-tech person learn data science? I think she has already answered it multiple times that
Yeah.
yes, they can. Okay. So let me find another good one. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. From where can I practice for projects for data science?
So I think for me, Newton School provided a lot of material, a lot of assignments to work with. Other than that, if I wanted to work on any other project, then I would suggest practice coding on HackerRank. And there is one more platform which is a Strata Scratch. It offers you the entire data set and the questions that you can get the queries for. The other platform I can come up with is Kaggle. So Kaggle could really help you in building your machine learning models. So a lot of data are available there, and the people who have worked with the data have already mentioned everything over there. So if you want to practice, you can obviously take the data set. Other than that, yeah, I think this much is fine.
Makes sense. Okay, so how do you keep yourself motivated? How did you keep yourself motivated to dedicate the required time being a working professional? As even I'm working in a tech company, so does it get hectic or manageable?
I wouldn't say manageable. It's really very hectic. Sometimes you'll have sleepless nights also. When you are stuck at coding, if you are the kind of person who gets stuck at a problem and they cannot sleep until it is solved, so I would say then you'll have sleepless nights too. But it's completely on you if you really want to transform your career and then chill throughout your life. So yeah, it's completely personal. But yeah, I won't say it is that manageable, but if you want, you can really manage everything. So it's up to you.
Got it. Any good is gap matter? Does gap matter while sitting in the interview?
I don't think I really have an answer for this, but if the gap is justified, then I don't think it really matters. But
Right.
yeah, you need to have a genuine reason why you took a gap. If you have the answer to it, then I don't think it would create any problem in your learning journey or in your interview journey.
Exactly. Okay, guys, we'll just take few questions more. Let's only take questions that has not been answered before. Okay, there's one good question. What is the level of DSA required for data science?
I don't think, other than Python, any other coding language is required. So only Python is required. SQL is not related to DSA in any terms. It's a query language and it's pretty easy. So I would say that only Python is required.
Got it. Okay, the last question that I'm asking her, guys, let's please not trouble her anymore. So the last question that we'll ask is, what are the skill sets mainly MNCs prefer for getting placed in the company?
So even MNCs, I think, for a data analyst, if you are asking me, then it's again I'll say the same thing: Excel, SQL,
Yeah.
Tableau, Python. You need to know Python if you want to enter a good company. Python is required, and yeah, if you know Power BI, that's a add-on. If you don't know, then also it's not a problem.
Got it. Okay, we have a lot of questions coming in. I'm so sorry, Shubhra.
It's
We'll
okay.
just address a few more. Okay, so there's one person who's asking, did you have live classes or recorded?
So we had live classes, but these all classes are online classes, but these are live classes because if it was recorded, I don't think I would have taken the course myself.
Of
So
course.
all the classes are live classes, and you can connect with your instructor or mentor anytime whenever you have any query. They are always there to solve your problem.
How did you practice SQL as it is very important for like data science sessions?
Yeah, so I think on Newton we have the playboard where you can write any queries you require. Other than that, I also use the SQL server to write in the queries in my initial stages. But after that, I used Newton School playboard only to write my queries. And yeah, a lot of good questions come in my assignment. So I just solved my assignments, revised it, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So we have just one last question, I believe, which would answer the every other individual who has a lot of questions. That is, can you just provide the roadmap for data science?
Okay, a roadmap for data science. Okay, all right. So I would say for data science, you need to first learn the skills required for data analyst because if you are a fresher in the field, no company would take you as a data scientist first because before working with the models, which is completely based on the data, you need to have a good understanding of the data itself, right?
Right.
So for that you need to learn. You can start from Python. If you think you can start with coding, we started with Python and it was pretty easy. So you start with Python. You need to have understanding of advanced mathematics because that will be required in machine learning algorithms. Once you are good at Python, advanced mathematics, you can proceed ahead with SQL and Other than that, you can start creating dashboards on Excel, on Tableau. You should learn creating dashboards, working with the data on Excel also, because some companies really demand that. You need to have good hands-on experience on Excel also. Tableau, if you are able to create good dashboards on Tableau, I think that would be enough. And yeah, Python, Pandas, NumPy, these are very good libraries. You need to have a very good hands-on experience with these libraries, practice as many questions as you want. And yeah, querying SQL being very important, practice all the advanced SQL questions, because they are and only advanced SQL questions will be asked mainly in the interview. You need to be really good with SQL subqueries and window functions. So these are the things you need to start with. Once you get a good hands-on experience, once you are confident enough with the skills, I think you are ready to sit in interviews.
Got it. Okay. So then there's, can you provide your social media ID for further queries?
I think you guys can follow me on LinkedIn, and you can I can answer your queries if any.
Okay. So there's another question. You have teaching experience. So do you have any plans of teaching data science in future?
Yeah, I will really look into it. But as for now, I'm not looking into it. I think after a year or so, when I have good hands-on experience, because I only want to train students when I have a good knowledge on it. So I'm still a fresher in the field, and there's a lot to learn when it comes to data. You cannot learn it completely ever. So yeah, I will obviously look into it, but not now for sure.
Got it. Okay. So this is just the final question, which is better, Power BI? I don't even know if I'm spelling it out right. Power BI, Tableau, or Excel?
All right. So I don't think you can select one out of these three. You should know all three of them. Power BI is fine only if you know Tableau and Power BI are quite similar. So you can pick one from Power BI and Tableau, but Excel you need to know. Excel is asked in all of the interviews, the lookups, index match, filtering the data. These aren't tough, but you need to know.
Got it. All right. I think that's it, guys. We have had a really, really fun conversation with Shubra today. I know I've troubled you a lot today, Shubra. Also,
No,
were you
no.
working today?
No, no, no. I'm not working today. These 2 days I'm chilling, and then I have to join the company.
Nice, nice.
So
So
yeah,
Monday you're joining.
yeah. On Monday I'm joining. Yes.
Great, 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 great to hear that. All right, Shubra, thank you so much for joining in. We have had a
No.
great, conversation. I'll be connected with you and we can take this conversation further, later. All
Sure.
right?
Why not? Okay.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much, Shubra. Thank you for giving me your
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Thank you for joining in.
Bye.